Guys, thank you so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for February 15th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. Guys, tonight's AEW Dynamite tonight was interesting, to say the least. We had some very interesting things go down when it comes to matchups, really, tonight. It didn't feel like we really had anything planned for Dynamite tonight. It kind of just felt random. And I don't know if that was a good thing. I don't know if it was a bad thing. It kind of just felt off to me. I don't know if you guys felt that way, but to me, it kind of just felt like a random episode of AEW Dynamite where the matchups were not really all that planned very much, or well, I should say. And we just had a Dynamite tonight that just did not hit. Now, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, every episode of Dynamite is not going to be a banger each and every single week, but it just didn't hit like it normally does. And now we're basically 2 weeks away from AEW Revolution, and we have some stuff to talk about because the sit-down interviews with Adam Cole and Wardlow, those were fantastic. I will go over everything that we have to go through when it comes to that. The Texas Tornado match with Blackpool Combat Club members Moxley and Claudio, that was good. The stuff between Hangman and Moxley later on in the night, that was really good. The triple threat for the women tonight, which was the main event, I would have liked to see a little bit more than just 10 minutes, but we had that finally. And it looks like Ruby Soho still has no idea where her alliance lies. Is it going to be with the former WWE talent or with the AEW originals? We have no idea. We have no idea what's going on with that. But at the end of the day, guys, we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite tonight, as always. And guys, I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me right here on OTB. I hope you guys can at least see me. I hope you guys can hear me. We are still doing the whole new thing of us doing the Zoom call instead of the StreamYard aspect. If you guys can see me, if you guys can, hear me, I'd really like to see that in the live chat. I can't see the live chat now because of the Zoom situation. I have the stream pulled up on my phone on mute over here on the sidebar here, and I'm looking at the chat now, and I see Deontay's in the chat. So what's going on, Deontay? But yeah, we're gonna get things started tonight for AEW Dynamite, the post show that is right here on OTB. If you guys like what you hear, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below as well. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. We go live on Friday for the Friday Night SmackDown post show. So that is going to be pretty good. That is the final show before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. That is going to be fantastic. And yeah, man. We're going to talk about some news before we get into the Dynamite post show, which is going to be really cool to talk about. We have news on the Ring of Honor television deal. If you guys don't know about that already, we will talk about that tonight on the post show here for AEW Dynamite, as well as finally, after a very emotional last few weeks when it comes to the passing of Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, after tonight's match against against Josh Woods, he is officially all elite. That's amazing. That's amazing. I can't, the man could have easily stepped away from pro wrestling to grieve over the loss of his brother and Jay. And now he is an official member of the AEW roster. He is officially All Elite. And he is signed to a promotion that is nationally televised across the world. And trust me, he's obviously still going to be used in the Ring of Honor aspect. He is one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I still have no idea what they're going to be doing with that situation. But the fact that Mark Briscoe is All Elite, that is just... and that's awesome for him. That's awesome for him. That's awesome for his family. That's awesome for, just the Briscoe legacy. Because the Briscoes have been doing this for over 20 years in the wrestling business, and now they finally have a chance to showcase what they can do on national television. Mark Briscoe is going to do everything that he can to keep that legacy alive, and he's doing a great job so far, even if his brother is no longer with us in Jay Briscoe. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that Warner Media and TNT were able to allow Tony Khan to be able to do this. And yeah, man, it's very emotional. It's a very emotional feeling right now, knowing that Mark Briscoe is All Elite. But the fact of the matter is that he's All Elite. He's going to kill it. He killed it tonight. He killed it in the last few AEW appearances that he's had. And now we'll see where he goes. We'll see what he does here in AEW. I cannot wait to see what happens for him now on the All Elite Wrestling brand. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So congratulations to Mark Briscoe on getting that contract, and we'll see what your future holds in AEW. Other than that, we also have news on the Ring of Honor television deal per SI.com. Now, Tony Khan, he had an interview with SI.com, and Ring of Honor owner Tony Khan revealed that the show will debut Thursday, March 2nd, 2023 on Honor Club. The first episode will air exactly 1 year from the date that Khan announced that he purchased the promotion, which is pretty cool. Khan also confirmed that the first set of TV tapings will take place on Saturday, February 25th and Sunday, February 26th from the Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Khan said, and I quote, "Ring of Honor TV is coming Thursday, March 2nd on Honor Club. We'll have our first tapings on February 25th and 26th at the Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to put tickets on sale for the inaugural tapings on Thursday, this coming Thursday, so tomorrow. Those will be the first ever tapings of the new Ring of Honor." He would continue to promote Ring of Honor's streaming service Honor Club, which was relaunched in December. Quote saying, "We also have the Liberty of Honor Club with 20 years of matches. All the Briscoe FTR matches are available, including Final Battle from December. And those matches are going to stand the test of time in pro wrestling. Ring of Honor has a tremendous history. We have been able to reintroduce the further reach across the world this past year, and I'm excited to finally introduce weekly Ring of Honor shows. Honor Club is available through the Ring of Honor app on iOS, Android, Amazon TV, and Roku, as well through WatchRingofHonor.com, WatchROH.com, I should say. and subscription to the streaming service costs $9.99 US dollars per month. So basically the WWE network before it moved over to Peacock for that. So it's $9.99 a month. Not too shabby. Ticket information for the first set of Ring of Honor TV tapings will be announced tonight during the AEW match of Mark Briscoe versus Josh Woods, which was true. They did announce that on commentary, so you guys can go get your tapings, go get your tickets for the tapings if you live in the Orlando, Florida, and beyond. That'll take place at Universal Studios on February 25th and 26th. Yes. So, go do that, man. That's going to be absolutely awesome. Finally having Ring of Honor television back again. It has to be through Honor Club, but, you know, it's a small price to pay to finally get Ring of Honor back on television, and I can't wait to see what happens. I really can't wait to see what happens, and I think that's going to be an absolute great thing to see for Ring of Honor. I don't know what we're going to be doing for Ring of Honor television. I'm definitely going to be watching, for sure. We might do Ring of Honor, post shows, depending. I'll see what the first episode is like. I'll see what the first episode is like on March 2nd, and we'll go from there. We'll definitely go from there. Maybe I'll do something for the weekend or whatever for Ring of Honor purposes or whatever. But yeah, guys, that is some news on the Ring of Honor front. That is going to be absolutely awesome to see, and I cannot wait to see what we got in store when it comes to Ring of Honor coming March 2nd. Alright, guys. Let's get right into the show, shall we? We kick things off with Orange Cassidy, The Acclaimed, and Daddy S and Billy Gunn taking on the team of Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt. Now, before I get into this match, I do want to send my condolences to the Jarrett family. They opened up with a graphic of Jerry Jarrett, who passed away not too long ago, and that is obviously Jeff's father. Jeff Jarrett did not have to wrestle tonight. He could have easily said no and grieved over his father, but he chose to wrestle tonight. And, he, as much as many people may not like him, as much as many people actually probably do like him, the fact of the matter is that he actually chose to wrestle tonight. He could have easily said no, and I commend him for that, because, I mean, hell, like I kept saying about Mark, right? About Mark Briscoe. He could have easily stepped away from pro wrestling, grieved about his brother Jay, and then come back whenever he was ready to go. And Jeff Jarrett, I mean, he doesn't owe anything, right? He doesn't owe anything to us. He doesn't owe anything when it comes to the world of pro wrestling. He's done his time. He's done his dues. He's done whatever he had to do in order to get things done. But at the end of the day, he chose to wrestle tonight. And this 8-man tag, while it didn't mean anything, it was harmless. It was a harmless tag team match. It was a harmless 8-man tag. And it did technically build towards what was going to be taking place anyway, with the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys, or the Guns, So, this was a very harmless tag team match. Obviously, the babyfaces won here. Orange Cassidy, the Acclaimed, and Billy Gunn did pick up the win. The Acclaimed come in and get taken out. Satnam takes out Orange Cassidy. Satnam then tags in Sanjay Dutt. Billy Gunn, he hit his famouser on Sanjay Dutt, and Orange Cassidy with the orange punch to Sanjay as well. Lethal then attacks Bowens, but is taken out. Jarrett then takes out Gunn, but Orange Cassidy hits the orange punch. Lethal sent to the outside, and they hit scissors. The Scissor Me Timbers. That's the tag team. That's the tag team finisher. I love that actually. The Scissor Me Timbers on Sanjay Dutt and got the win. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Like I said, there's not really much to go over when it comes to this here. This was a very innocent way to start off AEW Dynamite tonight. The Ass Boys did actually make an appearance during this tag team match, so obviously you guys know the Gun Club, or the Guns, took the AEW Tag Team Championships from the Acclaimed, and we will be seeing them go after the Guns once again at AEW Revolution. We have more news on that because there is... It's not going to be just your traditional tag team match that happens at AEW Revolution. It is also going to be a fatal 4-way tag team match, which is insane to think about. We have 2 more teams to be determined as the Acclaimed revote their rematch clause for AEW Revolution. So 2 teams are already decided, and that being the Guns and the Acclaimed. We just have to find 2 more, which will be decided over the next 2 weeks. So, the next match, speaking of tag team matches, is the Texas Tornado tag team match with Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus RUSH and Preston Vance. This went all over the place. As you would expect. These guys, for whatever reason, don't like each other. I don't understand really the point of this tag team match. Or really this entire tag team match taking place. But at the end of the day, we had this. And we had what we had here tonight. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're here. And we got things going. We got things done, and we had what we had. So yeah, I mean, we had Claudio and Moxley pick up the win here. It was a very bloody, brutal matchup here. Texas Tornado, there was no disqualifications here, so they did whatever the hell they want. There was blood. Of course there was, especially when it comes to a Jon Moxley match. Moxley was busted open to hell. Preston Vance was busted open to hell. We saw RUSH almost get busted open. And Claudio, he's Claudio, man. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants, right? But at the end of the day, Moxley and Claudio did pick up the win here over RUSH and Preston. As all 4-man brawl in the ring, RUSH with a German suplex to Moxley. Claudio knocks RUSH down. Jose attacks Claudio with a steel chair to the back. And then Wheeler Yuta came out and attacked Jose. RUSH then throws Claudio into the turnbuckle. Claudio with a spear, cover for a very close 2 count as Vance made the save. Claudio is sent outside, and RUSH dives, but Claudio catches him with an uppercut. Moxley uses the chain to choke out Vance, and he taps out. So Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli get the win on AEW Dynamite in the Texas Tornado tag team match. So we saw Kip Sabian, Butch, Blade all attack Hangman Adam Page before his match against Kip Sabian later on tonight. So we were going to see what the status is on the injury of Hangman later on in the night. So we'll see where things go from there. Wardlow. We had the Wardlow interview, and this was incredible. This was fantastic. One of the real good parts of the show tonight was this Wardlow interview. As we all know, Wardlow returned and set his sights on Samoa Joe, who is the TNT champion. And we all know that Samoa Joe got scissors and cut Wardlow's hair. The cutting of the hair now makes all the sense in the world if you guys heard what Wardlow had to say tonight in the sit-down interview with JR. Wardlow had the sit-down interview with JR, and he says that he shared some personal stories with Joe. He credited his father for installing the athleticism that he possesses. He talks about his father's cancer that he fought with and eventually led to his passing. Wardlow's father is no longer with us because of cancer, and I could honestly, that hits me personally. Mainly because, I mean, it's not me, it's not anybody in my immediate family, but I know some people in my life that have had cancer, and some are not here with us, but some are, and they had remission, and, you know, it's, cancer's a scary thing, it's a real thing, and, nobody should ever go through that, nobody, should ever wish that upon anybody, or wish that upon their worst enemy. It's a tragic disease, and, you know, it's real. It's absolutely real. So that tugged me at my heartstrings very, very hard tonight. He talked about his father's cancer and his eventual passing. He says that he grew out his hair and beard because of his father. He says that Joe knew that story, and that is why he cut it. He took the one thing that connected him to his father, and that is why he is coming after him in the TNT Championship. Wardlow says that Joe may have survived a lot, but he won't survive him. After a commercial break, we then had Mark Briscoe's match against Josh Woods, and this was really cool. This was really cool. Just, I can't stress enough how amazing it is to see Mark Briscoe on AEW television. Obviously, we would learn later on in the night that Tony Khan signed Mark Briscoe to an AEW contract and he is officially all elite. But just the fact of the matter of him being on AEW television alone, I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, we don't know what is going to be transpiring over the course of Mark Briscoe's career here in AEW. Hopefully, a prosperous career in AEW for him, for sure. But I'm just saying that him just being on AEW television in and of itself is just an amazing feat. It's an amazing sight to see. And it's well earned. It's well earned after everything that the Briscoes have been through over the course of the 20-plus year career of their journey in the world of professional wrestling. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this was just absolutely incredible. Mark Briscoe obviously picked up the win here over Josh Woods. Very, very good match here. Woods, he hit Mark with a forearm strike. Mark fights back. Sterling distracts him, allowing Woods to hit an exploder suplex onto Mark, and then Mark sent Woods to the outside. He grabs a chair and brings it into the ring. He uses the chair to dive onto Woods. Woods then slammed off the top rope cover for a very, very close 2 count. He goes for the J Driller, which will be his new finisher from now on, onto Woods, but he escapes and hits the deadlift German suplex once again. Mark with the enziguri, and he picks up Woods and hits the Death Valley Driver. He then goes to the top rope and hits the froggy bow, the frog splash, elbow drop combination, and got the win. The froggy bow got the win, and Mark Briscoe picks up another win here on AEW Dynamite. And yeah, man. It's just great seeing Mark Briscoe on AEW television. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love the guy. Um, like I said earlier, he could have easily grieved. He could have easily just said, you know what, I'm gonna take some time away from pro wrestling, grieve, be with my family. But no, he chose pro wrestling. He chose pro wrestling to be with his brother in that way, in that sense, and do everything that he can to continue and withhold the Briscoe legacy. You can't, how could you be mad at that? How could you be mad at somebody like a Mark Briscoe, who honestly, this is probably the way for him to grieve. This is probably the way for him to be as close as he can to his brother Jay without him being here on this earth. Maybe, just maybe. I don't ever want to speak for Mark, because obviously I don't know Mark as a person. I don't know Mark personally. But if wrestling is the thing that is going to be able to keep him closer to his brother, no matter where they are in the world today, this is the way he wants to do it. And nobody can tell him how he can grieve, because we all grieve in different ways. We all do things differently. This is a great thing for Mark, and we appreciate everything that he has done over the course of the 20 plus years that he's had. And we know Jay is looking up at him right now, looking down upon him right now, proud of his brother for continuing on the legacy, continuing on the fight. And we all know that Jay's with us wherever Mark goes for his AEW career. So, man, I even touch my own heart when it comes to these speeches, man. This is just awesome. I absolutely love it. Renee Young. Fuck. Not Young. Paquette. Renee Paquette. Renee Paquette. She had an interview with Adam Cole, right? Adam Cole, he almost came close to retirement because of the too many concussions that he's had over the course of his career. And we're trying to figure out, when can Adam Cole make his in-ring return? So she interviews Adam Cole, who says that he has been great and could not be happier. He says that he's learned to celebrate the mini victories of life. He says that he can go one day without feeling nauseous, which is good. Which is good. Hey, listen, like he said, celebrate the small victories. Adam says that there are so many chapters to his story. He says that the roster has never been better, and he needs to be prepared for when he does come back to the ring. He says that he has some ideas about who he wants to face, but he does not want to reveal any names just yet, which is good. Very good there, Adam Cole. I absolutely love everything about Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole as a babyface is just going to be awesome. I do. I think this is just going to be another step in the right direction when it comes to Adam Cole and his journey here in AEW. Adam Cole and AEW just fit. They fit together like a goddamn glove. It makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world for Adam Cole to be a babyface right now after everything that he's kind of been through with the injury. So this is a really good idea. I love everything about it. And if it were up to me, I'd have Adam Cole be the one to beat MJF for the AEW World Championship when it's time. When it's time. And that time's not going to be for a long time. And I know that. But I'm saying, if it were up to me, Adam Cole is the guy to take the title off of MJF. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. But yeah, that's what I do. For sure. Speaking of MJF, his music plays, and he makes his way to the ring. He gets on the mic and insults the crowd. He says that it pisses him off because people love Bryan. He says that the fans used to worship him at one time, which is very true. A lot of people used to worship MJF for various reasons. Yeah. He says that he turned his back on the fans before they could turn their back on him. MJF says that the fans don't love Bryan, but the character that he plays. He says that he is not here to talk about what a horrible person he is. MJF says that he hates Bryan because he has convinced the fans that he is better than him. He says wrestlers get into this business to become a world champion, which is very true, because I'm like, hey, if you're not going to be in this business to become a world champion, why are you here? It's very true what MJF is saying right now. And the best in the world is that world champion. I don't know if the best in the world thing is, a shot or foregone, not conclusion, but or foreshadowing, I should say. But I mean, he did say best in the world, so I'm gonna, keep my eye on that. MJF says that Bryan will give his all come March 5th in the 16-minute Ironman match and put him through the hardest match of his life, but he will still pick up the win and retain that AEW World Championship. MJF says that he is the best wrestler in the world, and he then says his catchphrase that he is better than you, and you know it. MJF says that Bryan may listen to someone who knows Bryan his whole life. He then introduces Christopher Daniels, who is a huge mentor of Bryan. I did not know where this was going, but this was incredible. It was incredible storytelling, and it made a ton of sense after everything kind of went down. So MJF asked Christopher to tell the truth about Bryan. Daniels then says that MJF paid him to say a lot of things to insult Bryan on national television. He says that a few years ago he definitely would have taken the money, but that isn't the same person that he is today. He says Bryan is going to beat him. Daniels said that he remembers his first time in the ring with Bryan. He says Ring of Honor was inspired by Bryan. He says that if there wasn't a Ring of Honor, there would not have been an AEW, and definitely would not have been an MJF. He says Bryan tried to learn everything he could until he became world champion, and that's why fans love him. Daniels also says that Bryan is the best wrestler in the world today, and Bryan is going to out-wrestle him. MJF slaps the mic out of Daniels' hands, and he shoved him. Daniels then slaps MJF. Oh. Hold on a second, guys. Shoot. Alrighty. Hold on 1 second. You guys are actually going to be seeing a little bit more than anticipated. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. Alrighty, guys, hold on. We'll be right back. I did not actually think that. Alrighty, guys. We're back. We are back. Sorry about that. Once Locke gets in here, I'll invite him back. And, we will, get things started. Oh my god. Yes, we will get things started in just a second. Oh my god. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're good up until Loft gets in here. Loft is about to join us, actually, so that's going to be really good. Yeah, so once he gets in here, I'll continue what I was saying about this whole thing with Bryan and MJF and all the things considered. So, yeah, like I said, guys, we are learning. We are learning when it comes to the new setup of everything with Zoom and OBS and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a very, very interesting transition. I hope you guys are going to be able to, be with us on this journey and everything like that, because, yeah, it's going to be a learning process. It's going to be a learning process, especially with me trying to control everything here. It's a learning process, but we're getting there, and we're getting there slowly but surely. So, yeah, hopefully, once Locke gets in here, we're good to go, and we will continue on with the AEW Dynamite post show on OTB. Yeah, well, I'm just checking out the stream right now to see if we're still good to go, and it looks like we are. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of lost for words right now after everything. I apologize, guys. I really need to learn how to get things going, get things better when it comes to uh, all of this, and I hope you guys, like I said, understand, because this is definitely harder than StreamYard, that's for sure. But this is gonna get easier as time goes on, so hopefully that should become a reality. But yeah, I mean, I'll just talk for a second when it comes to the whole Bryan Danielson and MJF thing. This is gonna be great. It's been great. It really has been. You know, the matches that Bryan had to get to the point of him challenging MJF for the AEW World Championship at Revolution, that was great in and of itself. And then the 60-minute Ironman match that we get will be great as well. Alright, hold on. That's actually this, admit. There we go. What's up, Waff?
Oh, am I good?
Yeah, you're good. We're here.
Alright, cool. I was working for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I when it comes to this episode of AEW Dynamite, especially, I didn't think you wanted to be on the show tonight, because, like I said in the open of the show, I mean, matches that happened tonight, they were very random, up until some of the points that we had tonight, with obviously Moxley and Hangman and Bryan Danielson and MJF. Like, it was a very random episode of AEW Dynamite tonight. It didn't really feel all that, like, excited as it usually does. But yeah, we're here. We got things going.
I didn't watch the first hour. I came in because I ain't gonna lie, I was in the shower. Okay. And I had the show on. And I heard MJF talking, so I ran out. And I sat there and watched that. Put my clothes on first, of course. And I went on and watched that.
That's good.
And Christopher Daniels came out, which I popped louder than the people in the crowd did. I ain't like that. I ain't like the crowd didn't give Christopher Daniels enough love.
He's not really much of an in-ring performer anymore. He's usually backstage. He's like a backstage guy now.
I see. That's my first time I saw him there, and I don't know how long, but it was good to see him, I guess. But that was cool. The segment they had with that, I enjoyed that. I think Bryan and MJF is the only match that I really care about as far as Revolution goes, unless something else is going on I don't really know about.
We got Hangman and Moxley in a Texas death match, which is going to be insane.
Yeah, that I do want to see that. I definitely want Hangman to win though, but I'm scared, so I'm not sure if I want to watch it or not. But I think I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, man. I think what MJF did here tonight when it came to Christopher Daniels was just immaculate storytelling at its finest. Obviously, to start this entire thing with Bryan, he took out William Regal. Obviously, William Regal's contract with AEW was set to expire anyway, and they parted ways in that attack. And that's a huge mentor of Bryan in and of itself, because honestly, let's be real, Regal was one of the people that trained him to be who he is today. And Christopher Daniels, another mentor of Bryan, matches. I mean, you can look up anything when it comes to Bryan Danielson, and Christopher Daniels' footprints and handprints and fingerprints are all over the man. and what he did for Ring of Honor and beyond when it comes to the world of pro wrestling. So going after another mentor, Bryan, just to get into the head of him, that in itself is just, great storytelling and knowing his past from what Bryan Danielson can be in the future for AEW. So I thought it was really well done, really good storytelling, and yeah, man, this was just a fantastic way to continue on the feud for 2 more weeks.
Yeah, this I do want to ask you about the main event because I was greatly confused, but this was like the high point of the show. Seeing that I didn't watch the first hour, I was mostly interested into this. Jack Perry's match came on, did not care.
Yeah, no, that Jack Perry match was really just to get Christian to come back into the fold, which I like that.
Oh yeah, I walked out. Did he mace him?
Yes, he did, and he is officially healed. The arm sling came off, the brace that he had on his arm came off, and Christian's back. Christian is fully back in AEW now, which is great.
All right. That's cool, I guess.
So we'll finally be able to get to see that Christian Cage and Christian Cage and Jack Perry match, which is going to be really good. Maybe we see Luchasaurus get back into the fold too, because obviously Luchasaurus was a huge part of that story before Christian got injured. So maybe you see Luchasaurus get back, and we'll see where things go from there. But like Loth alluded to, this Brian Cage match and Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry match, it was okay for what it was, but it didn't really mean anything. Jungle Boy is just trying to get, closer to a possible singles championship opportunity in AEW. That's the whole thing about what Jack Perry is doing right now. And we'll see where things go from there. He's obviously not going to be in the World Championship picture just yet. Do I think he actually could be in the future? Yeah, I actually do. But to me, right now, you put him in that TNT Championship slot. It's kind of like in a big spot right now when it comes to Wardlow and Samoa Joe, but when it comes to a singles championship for Jungle Boy, TNT Championship is the perfect spot for him until something else comes up. But I don't know. It's a very interesting story, but hopefully with Christian's involvement again tonight, that'll be on a little bit of a pause because he has some unfinished business.
I hope so. It's just I need to figure out what my issue with him is.
Jungle Boy?
Jungle Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to figure out I don't know what it is, but it's something that can't. It's not. It hasn't been there since Christian was coming out with the turtleneck and absolutely saying the worst possible things to him. That was the last thing that somebody cared.
You were really more invested into the Christian side of things instead of Jungle Boy, which is totally understandable because Christian is just that damn good.
It's funny because even like I've never had a nice thing to say about Christian like ever until he started
being a dick.
The Jungle Boy. Yeah, this is the only time where I've really cared about him at all, like in my entire time of knowing of his existence. So, besides the Tom Cole stuff, that was cool.
I mean, let's be real. When it came to the tag team of Edge and Christian, I think predominantly more people were looking towards Edge.
Yeah. I think Christian was good to be there, but I definitely cared more about Edge. Edge's always been cooler to me, so it's just,
But I mean, I don't know. It's not even to take away anything that Christian has done, because Christian as a heel so far has been absolutely immaculate, because he can really make people hate him. He can really make people pissed. And hell, even anything that he's did in his TNA run. I mean, you can legitimately go back to the times of him being in TNA and people legitimately hating the guy. The guy just knows how to get heat and maximize it to the full potential that it could be. And with Jungle Boy, it comes easy because of what he looks like, what's been happening with him, his family. It's easy money right there.
Yeah.
Now you just gotta actually finish the feud because it had to take a long pause with Christian being out.
Hopefully it works. I feel like it's going to, but you never really know with stuff like this, so I hope it does.
So, what did we have here? So, yeah, Cage, Brian Cage, that is, he hit a buckle bomb on to Jungle Boy, and then he hit an F5 for a kick out at 2. I sent this earlier in the group chat. Brock Lesnar hits an F5, you're dead. Brian Cage hits an F5, kick out at 2.
There's no sell F5. Great. That's sick.
So Cage then goes for a suplex, but Jack super kicks him and then hits the forearm to the back of the head. And then he rolled him up after that. And we're good to go. 1, 2, 3. Jungle Boy picks up the win. Sometimes I call this man Jungle Boy. Sometimes I call this man Jack Perry. They sometimes call him Jungle Boy Jack Perry. So honestly, at the end of the day, he's kind of in that whole same limbo of Michin and Mia Yim and Michin Mia Yim or Mia Yim Michin. Just stick to one. You had Jungle Boy for the entire other 4 years of this company's existence. Why change it now?
Yeah. If you're trying to rebrand, I don't know.
Yes. Obviously, JR has called him Jack on on commentary in the past. Yes. That's just obviously, from them actually knowing each other for so long. But don't be doing the whole thing with him and trying to figure out his name, because before it was just Jungle Boy and people loved him and people still love him. It's just these names, man. You gotta stick to it.
Yeah.
So after that match, we had a backstage thing with Renee Paquette, and she announced that there will be a triple threat match for the tag team titles at Revolution. But then Billy Gunn and the Acclaim show up and say, hey, listen, Renee, even though we love hearing you talk, and who wouldn't, the Acclaim have something to say. And they basically just reinvoked their rematch clause for AEW Revolution and the tag team titles. So instead of a triple threat, it turned itself into a fatal 4-way. Which, honestly, to me, I'm scared now. I'm not, because the Ass Boys have now a 25% chance of winning and retaining those tag team titles. And honestly, I think this is happening because of the backlash that's happened online. I don't think this was the original plan. I did not think that this was the original plan. I thought what we were going to have was a regular tag team match between the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys at Revolution. Now, because of the backlash, fatal 4-way. You guys are really that butthurt over the Guns having the tag team gold?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. I was enraged. That pissed me off. I didn't get to talk to you about that. That made me woof. I didn't like that. I did not like that. I didn't like that at all.
Why? Because it's Black History Month?
Yes. No, I'm playing. Because
people legitimately use that as a reason.
I think that's very funny. But they're red hot. The Acclaimed are as hot as they've ever been. Why would you take it away from them if they're not getting stale?
Some people thought they were.
Who in the God? I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them because they may just be saying that. I want to hear them say it because what is the point of getting rid of a red hot team with the belts if there's no reason to? There's no reason to, and half the time the freaking ass boys aren't getting any attention unless the Acclaimed are there. And the feud has gone on for so long. They've been feuding for months now. So why? This reminds me of the whole Darby thing. Darby was not obviously the decision to have Darby beat Joe in the first place was a little premature, but you made a decision. Okay, live with it. What are you switching for now? Why are you switching so fast now?
Well, they did the Darby thing for the cheap pop in Seattle, which.
So and what is the reason for it? And what's the reasoning for the ass boys winning? There was not a pop for that. The crowd was sitting there groaning half the time because no one cared. The only people I see who actually cared are the people who are actually ass boys fans, which is probably about 5% of the population, and then other people who listen. No, actually, she's the only one I know. She's the only real person that I know that enjoys them. And all power to it. But for everybody else, they're just trying to be
she's met them before. She's met them and Billy. So, like, it's a...
That's her reason. And, again, all power to it. But for everybody else, y'all just being edgy and want to act different. It's okay. I do it all the time. It's cool. It's time to admit it. I don't like when wrestling fans lie to me. So I need all of us to admit that there was no reason for the Acclaim to lose, but it looked funny because the ass boys beat them. Like, come on now, bro.
Did it make sense? It did not. But to the people that actually said that this ruined the entire AEW tag team division, you're fucking reaching. Stop it. This does not ruin the entire division. Get your facts straight.
Speak for that. I can't really speak for that. I understand the sentiment, but I'm not sure if I can speak to that, so I'm not going to agree or disagree. But I understand why people said that, because you have a hot team, a hot face team that no matter what they do, they get a reaction out of the crowd. They were champions, and you dropped them to the ass boys with no reason, and now you're about to drop them back because it seems like every time AEW does something and Twitter, which is not a real place, by the way, gets angry, Tony Khan panics and flips it so he can stay in the good graces. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
How
you make a booking decision, stick with it.
How long do you think the Acclaimed had the tag team titles for?
Like 3 months, I think, right?
Since Grand Slam. That happened in September.
Damn!
They held the titles for 140 days, bro. They held it for a pretty long time.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the Guns, there's one tag team that they have been feuding with that have not actually been on AEW television for a little while now. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
No.
FTR.
So, what does that mean?
I think what happens is if what I think is going to happen can happen. Next week we have a traditional Revolution a tag team battle royale to get the third spot filled. And then 2 weeks from now, the go-home show for Revolution, we have a casino battle royal, where obviously tag teams will have suits of cards or whatever, and whatever suit gets presented, those tag teams will come out, and then a Joker. The Joker is always the final entrant in the battle royal. I think the Joker will be FTR. I think the Joker is going to win the Casino Battle Royale, get the spot as the final spot in the Fatal 4-Way, and we have FTR become the tag team champions at Revolution. I could be wrong.
Wait a minute. So now, what it sounds like is that there's only 3 teams in this damn division.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Trust me, there's like 13 more. but,
okay. 3 tag title contending teams in this division.
Okay.
That's what I should have said, because that's what it sounds like now. Because FTR just had the belts. FTR just had all the belts.
FTR never held the no, I shouldn't say they never held. They held the tag team titles, but not until 2020. The AEW tag titles. So it's been a good 3 years since they've held these titles.
Is there one tag team that has heat on the level of the Acclaimed, FTR, or the Ass Boys?
As of right now, no, because not much had been featured other than those.
And now we're getting to the root of the decision.
And that is the problem. Yes, I do agree with that. Yes, that is the problem.
That's what I've been trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what is the root of this issue, and
because the last 3 people that have held these belts before the Guns, obviously the Acclaimed for 140 days. We had Swerve in Our Glory, but that tag team broke up because obviously Swerve now has the Mogul affiliates. Yeah. And then the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks won that back in June of 2022. So they only held it for 28 days because Swerve just decided, no, Fyter Fest night 1. We're taking those belts. But yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to the tag team division here in AEW, we need to have a lot more people featured. I don't know who's going to be that 3rd spot. I don't know. But if you're telling me who could be that 4th and final spot, it could be the Joker, and I think the Joker could be FTR. Like I said, I could be wrong about everything here. I'm not too sure. But FTR has not been shown in quite some time. FTR is even teasing that they could even possibly go back to WWE once their contract ends here in AEW. So who knows what's going to happen?
If we're in the business of reversing decisions that we shouldn't have done, I need Tony to just put the belts right back on the Acclaim at this point. Then,
I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that either, because I honestly did not expect the Guns to win the tag team titles that week or last week. If anything,
because now it sounds like fan service.
Right. If anything, I thought the Guns were going to become tag team champions. I did. I honestly thought that they were going to become tag team champions, but I thought they were going to become tag team champions at Revolution. Because what I thought was the Acclaimed were going to retain last week. I thought the Acclaimed was going to retain last week with the help of Billy Gunn. And then, because of, how Billy Gunn and his sons were kind of going at it over the course of the last few weeks or whatever to get to that match, I thought Billy Gunn was going to turn on the Acclaimed at Revolution, going back to his sons, and then that's how the Guns became tag team champions with the help of their father. But no, that didn't happen because they won the tag team titles on their own last week, and the Guns and Billy Gunn is still with the Acclaimed. So I thought was going to happen was we were going to have a rematch at Revolution, one-on-one, the tag team versus tag team, and that's when the Guns were going to retain against the Acclaimed because Billy turned on the Acclaimed to help his sons retain. That's what I thought was going to happen. But now we have a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
So they're going to lose the tag team titles at Revolution, which is stupid because you should have never gave them the tag team titles to begin with. which that is the problem right there. But
that's my number. You shouldn't have done it, but now you did. So now you gotta live with that. But at the same time, you can't live with that because no one cares about the ass boys.
Now your fans are pissed off at you, and you don't want that.
He been had that. He's at the he's doing fan service now, and that's okay. Everyone does it at some point. Well, all the wrestling promoters do it at some point. Bookers do it at some point, but it just looks weird now because it's not like they gave it to a team, a heel come up team that deserved them. You gave it to a team which I still don't think people actually care about. Not more than the Acclaimed, of course. When I look in that crowd and I see only Acclaimed merch.
No, I hear people talking about the Guns all the time, and they're like, "Well, Phil, this team is just go away heat." But to me, that's exactly what they're trying to achieve. They want you to try to change. Like, there's a difference between go away heat to me and absolute channel changing type television to me. I don't know how to express this without, trying to just call out random people that we might have actually already talked about on other shows. Obviously Lacey Evans. That in itself was channel freaking changing because she just can't work to save her life. But
and that's my issue. Then what's the difference between the Ass Boys and Lacey Evans?
As much as people don't actually think that they can go in the ring, they've gotten a lot better from what I've seen them in the first place. And I've seen them in the first place. I've seen them grow from AEW Dark to now. And they have dramatically improved. Lacey, not much has improved. To me. But when I've seen these guys grow over the course of the last 2 years, I can see something with them. I could. Now, like I said, my type of thing is obviously different from yours, who is different from somebody else. The growth features could be different between you and I when it comes to a pro wrestler style. But, nobody can agree on everything, which we never preached here on the show. We can always just say our opinions no matter what. But I don't know, man. This tag team division is so messed up right now, and honestly, it's all to the fault of Tony Khan and the way that he's booked this.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not even something you can fix at this point. You can't just overnight fix it. Now you're in a situation where you have to do something drastic in one night.
Yeah. And
it's still not going to fix it.
Yeah.
You have to try, but it's not going to do anything. And that's the position that I've seen a lot of promotions get into with certain wrestlers. Like, you have to do something, but it doesn't matter what you do because you're still in a bad position until you do like 4 more things. But you're no one cares about the Ass Boys. No, and if someone does care about the Ass Boys, I need you to give me like, well, you don't have to do anything, but I would like for you to explain to me why you give a damn about them, because I haven't seen anyone give a damn about them ever. So if you just love the Ass Boys, please just help me understand. So maybe I can become like you. Just help me understand. Help me help you figure this out. Because damn, it looks weird, and I don't know why you have a freaking hot team like the Acclaimed, and you just throw them to the side to the Ass Boys because they've been feuding for a long time and they're heels. So that makes sense, I guess.
I thought they were going to become tag team champions, but I thought they were going to become tag team champions at Revolution, not as soon as they did. I thought the whole thing was for their father to go back to them, not whatever this is. Because
it just weird.
Because Billy Gunn, I mean, he's still the whole catalyst for all of this. He was the catalyst to get that tag team championship match last week to begin with, and the Acclaim were not happy with him about that. So obviously there's still dissension there. So what? Yeah. We're just gonna forget about that now and lose the tag team titles from the Guns just for what? Because fans didn't like a booking decision? I've never booking decisions in WWE that nobody's ever liked. Did that stop WWE? Depending, because okay. Yes Movement is an exception because that in itself was the fans, yes. But other than that,
nah, man.
Well, we all know that was an exception, bro, because that was legitimately the fans.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on this whole Cody and Sammy thing, because that's not gonna happen, people. So just forget about it. That it hasn't stopped WWE from doing things that they want to do.
That's why the two are so different.
So
that's another thing that makes them different.
I don't know, Tony. Whatever you got planned. You better actually make it make sense.
Nothing planned. You don't have anything planned. There's nothing cooked up in the kitchen. He's about to just do something stupid at Revolution to fix it, but it's too late now because you already ruined the Acclaim to win. Their Acclaim's title run, I should say, because I don't know why. I can't even say because I don't know why. They just did it.
All I'm saying is you better actually make it make sense at Revolution. If you don't, then we're still gonna have some problems. This entire show, though. I mean, it's legitimately like it's like you press the randomizer button.
Yeah.
Like all you had to do was click. What's the random button for choosing a random opponent in 2K? Square. It's like you click square for the majority of the matches tonight. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have Hangman on the show tonight. Who is he gonna go up against? Square. All right, fine. Kid Sabian, you're good to go. Why? Give me a reason. What was the purpose of Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Brian Cage tonight, other than Christian?
I just thought about something. Now we are in the. I think Tony Khan listens too much to what the fans say. Remember we were mad back in like 2017 because Vince never listened to us. Tony saw that, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to the fans, everything they say. So now he's doing fan service on every aspect of it. I just thought about it. The way people have been praising these last few AEW episodes because they've been saying that it's had the best in-ring wrestling of the week. So now he doesn't care about who like why the match is happening. He just says go out there and work a good match. Right. So now they're making good matches with no reason. And now you're in another situation. It's too much. It's too much, man. This is why I don't like watching these shows all the way through. I can't.
Not every AEW Dynamite is gonna hit. And I get that. Not every show is perfect. Hell, WWE is still not perfect, even in the Triple H era. But you can't just rely on good professional wrestling. You always have to do something when it comes to the storylines as well. And yes, do AEW have some stories going on right now onto Revolution? Yes, but are they very recycled and are they very similar to what they were in the past? That is an also yes, and that is also a problem. There's no like individuality when it comes to storytelling here. To me. The MJF and Bryan storyline is a perfect example. I love MJF and Bryan. I do. I think they're gonna absolutely kill it in that 60-minute Ironman match, right? That match is gonna absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
But MJF has done this entire thing of his challenger going through a bunch of matches just to get to him at a pay-per-view. He did that with Wardlow. He did that with Chris Jericho. He's done that with many others in the company over the last 4 years. But now, because he's a world champion, you're doing it to become number one contender. I understand it's MJF, and MJF does not have to wrestle all the time, which is exactly what people want, and I know that that is not going to be the right choice. MJF does not have to wrestle all the time, because he's MJF, and he can do what he wants. Do I want him to be on AEW television more? Of course I do. But does he have to wrestle 24/7? To me, no. Look what Roman's doing. Roman's not wrestling 24/7. And that may be the reason why people still don't like him to this very day, and him holding the titles hostage. But maybe that wasn't the right comparison to use.
No,
to me, a world champion doesn't always have to wrestle 24/7.
The champion shouldn't be wrestling unless they're defending their belt. Period. There's no reason for a champion. There's no reason for non-title matches, championship contender, championship eliminator. That shit is stupid. There should be no reason why the champion is losing a one-on-one match on a regular Wednesday or whatever damn day it is, unless they're losing their belt. That's the purpose of having a championship being held by one person. This person is not going to lose until they are losing said belt. So I don't care what kind of match they're in, tag match, mixed tag. I don't care what kind of match it is. That is stupid. It has been stupid. But I would be lying to you if I said that I don't think that there's someone over there watching what the other companies are doing wrong and trying to do right in AEW. But the reason why it's not going to work is because you're focusing on all the other companies.
Yeah. No, I see where everybody's coming from. I do. Like it's not like I'll admit, during the first few years of AEW, I was fucking blind. I was blind. But obviously, as you grow and you're continuing to watch this company, you see the cracks. And there are a ton of cracks. But not every show is perfect.
Yes, but there's a difference between not being perfect and being egregiously imperfect. And then having 15 million people say that they are perfect. And then having the person who's running all this go on whatever radio show you're saying, I think WWE is spying on me. They know I want to be. Like, you sound weird and you're not.
Well, Tony Khan's never been good at PR. That's never been his strong suit. And that he should never be able to take care of that stuff. Which is why he should have a team. But that's a whole other issue.
As I'm saying, all of this flows into one thing of you are now in a situation of a lot of casualties are happening in the booking area.
Yeah.
And there's no effort to fix it because either one, they don't know how, or two, they're not putting the effort into figuring it out.
Right. Yeah.
And the people who they cherish the most, which are the internet wrestling fans, they don't see it because they don't care. Because all they care about is what? WWE, like everyone else does. I've consistently given AEW key ways to make their shows better.
And you've given them chances. Multiple chances. And I will...
Yeah, I still will. Because I'm not going to give up on them. But I'll be lying to myself and I'll be lying to everybody else if I sat here and acted like I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I enjoy a lot of aspects of AEW, but when you do stuff like that with the Acclaimed, it makes me want to go into a full barrage of how much stuff I don't like about them, and I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
But it's too much stuff. It's too much, and now you have a situation like even I promise you, I have a feeling that Punk is coming back.
I do too. I do.
MJF said best in the world too many times tonight, and yes. I promise you.
See, I knew that was gonna go to somebody. I knew it because I said the exact same thing. He said best in the world. I'm like, I do not know if that was a foregone conclusion of Punk coming back or a foreshadowing, but he said that way too many times to not think that.
If Punk comes back, I'm gonna have an issue, Phil. Oh, Roman hit 900 days as Universal Champion. Yeah.
100 days? He's almost at 1,000, bro.
He's at 900.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said 100. I'm like, he's almost at 1,000.
I got that alert on my phone. Fucking Fightful told me. But yeah, it's just, if Punk comes back, I'm going to have a really bad issue, Phil. I'm warning you right now because
it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Not only are you booking your women's division weird, not only are you booking your tag team division weird, now let's bring back the guy who the locker room voted out. Let's bring back the guy who Jericho said don't bring back. Or he would do everything in his power not to bring back. As if Jericho then would give a damn. Like, if he...
I'm telling you right now, though, dude, if they are actually bringing him back, the first thing that they're going to have them do is FTR Punk versus the Elite. Because that is exactly what happened at Brawl Out. Now, am I wanting that to happen? No, of course not. Because like Laf is saying, Punk over here, he shouldn't be coming back. He shouldn't be. But MJF said best in the world way too many times tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna give them the craziest WCW freaking comparison. if they bring
if
that,
they
that
use
is...
Brawl Out as a fucking story, I'm done. I'm done. Because you legitimately almost ruined your entire integrity of your company just for a 6-man tag team match. You know how stupid that sounds?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
And I'm a fan of AEW. I've been watching this thing since the parking lot days. Which was 4 years ago. They started in a goddamn parking lot.
I just...
Oh, Jesus. I know, dude. I know. Hangman easily beat Kip Sabian here. Hangman hit a dead eye for the win. It wasn't really for the match there. The match wasn't really the thing that we were supposed to care about. It was supposed to happen after the match that did. The Blackpool Combat Club came out, and that is all 3 members of the Blackpool Combat Club. And I say 3 because let's face it, to me, Bryan Danielson is no longer in the Blackpool Combat Club. He is doing his own thing.
Yeah, it seems like that.
He's doing his own thing. Now, I wish we actually got an explanation as to why, but, I mean, like we've been saying, this is AEW. We don't actually get a lot of explanations in this company, which is another fucking issue. But it's alright. It's not alright, but you get it. They all come out, and Moxley says that they don't, that they have unfinished business, that they don't have unfinished business because he lost. Moxley says that he respects him, but he does not fear him. He says that there is no chance that Adam Page will beat him again, and asks him to just let it go. Page says that he isn't happy with the way their last match resulted in, and says that this is not how it's supposed to end. He says that it ends at Revolution. Moxley says that he was hoping that Adam said that because he was hoping that he would go down this dark road, and says Adam has no friends. And then, for the first time in forever on AEW Dynamite television, the Dark Order's music hits. That in itself is... That is such a long time coming, bro. I'm sorry to say that, but that is such a long time coming. Jesus Christ, the Dark Order is back. They've never left. They've been here, but they've been on the other shows.
They're the Dark Order. What else show would they be on?
But you know how good those people are in that stable, bro?
I do like that stable a lot.
They're so good, and they don't get utilized. So, the Dark Order's music hits, and they came out. Evil Uno says that they have Page's back, but Page did not feel like he actually wanted their back. Which is interesting, because Page has been linked to the Dark Order for years, it seems like. Or at least since Brody's been gone.
Damn.
So it's like, it's weird seeing that Page didn't want to help in the Dark Order here. He said that he had to come and say to his face because he is not afraid of Moxley. Evil Uno then slapped Jon Moxley, which was bold. I'll say that. It was bold. It was a bold move by Evil Uno there. Moxley then he went face to face with Evil Uno, and then he looked to the side of Evil Uno and said, "Hey man, you, me, Revolution, Texas, death." And then they all left. So we will have a Texas death match at AEW Revolution, which should be fantastic. And that's how the ending of the feud has to be. Yeah. Now, personally, besides the Bryan Danielson and MJF stuff, this is easily the best storyline that they got going on in AEW right now. Easily.
Yeah.
They took a real-life situation in Hangman getting concussed on national television because of the King Kong Lariat and their first encounter, and made it into a story. The second match that took place at LA at the Kia Forum on January 11th, Moxley got knocked out. Then the third match that they had, it was a Roma victory, and nobody liked the way that ended. We all thought it was just going to be the third and final match. That's usually it. The rubber match happens, and there you go. I did not think they were going to be able to hold it to get this feud to AEW Revolution, but they did, and they are going to, and we have a Texas Death Match at Revolution. I remember telling you that very vividly on an episode of AEW Dynamite's post-show here on OTV. I did not think they were going to be able to do it. But they did, and they found their way to get to Revolution. And it's a Texas Death Match. I'm happy they found a way to do it.
Yeah.
Because this feud has easily been the best thing going since Bryan and MJF.
One of the things I care about the most, I say. For sure.
And it's just a genuine story, too. Because, I mean, Hangman wants revenge after everything that happened with Moxley. Moxley wants revenge because of everything that Hangman did to him. This is a feud forged in mutual respect, but also hatred towards one another. But also, another feud that kind of brings me back to, and I don't know if you can, indulge me on this one, but the Hangman, but not Hangman, but the Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson feud. To get those two together.
I think that one was less hot than this one is, but I do understand where you're going.
Because those two were forged in, whatever matches that they were going in, and they had a mutual respect of each other, but they also hated each other and said, hey, you know what, fuck it. Let's just fight for our respect, and that is when, obviously, the Blackpool Combat Club came to be.
Yeah.
Then they brought in Wheeler Yuta into the mix, and they said, you know what, fuck it. You're gonna have to fight to be in this shit. And earn our respect. And that's when we got that banger of a match on Rampage between Moxley and Yuta. And that was insane. And then Claudio just joined at Blood and Guts. But no. He officially joined up Blood and Guts, but yeah, he didn't. He debuted at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that we could possibly see Hangman join the Blackpool Combat Club because of the whole forged in combat and fighting for your respect or whatever. But would I actually kind of like to see that in a way? I kind of would, because Hangman right now, he's not really doing much of anything else. I kind of actually like to see him do something with the BCC.
It wouldn't be terrible. I'm cool with Hangman doing anything of importance. So I mean,
other than what?
I'm always down to see Hangman do anything of importance. So
of importance. You cut out a little bit there. You cut out a little bit there. That's why I was like, of what? But yeah, no, I think that would be great. JAS talked backstage as well. Jericho says that Ricky is their problem, and he says another match won't happen. He says that Ricky is not on his level. Daniel Garcia then says that he has a match with him. He says that he'll expose to everyone why Ricky is an absolute fraud. Very good usage of the absolute thing for Ricky Starks. We will be getting Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho. There's no other way around it. That'll be happening at Revolution.
That should be cool.
I mean, there's no other way to go about it, to me. I thought we were going to get some sort of tag match or whatever, but I think we'll get that just singles match instead. Hook was suspended tonight for reasons of, just ignorance by Stokely Hathaway. The guy did not break your hand. That was certainly not the case, but But yeah, he's suspended, so that's not good. I like Hook. Why'd you have to take Hook away from me?
I ain't gonna lie. I think Stokely is one of the most hilarious parts of wrestling, like ever.
Oh, I love Stokely. He's great.
Like, there's not many times where I like burst, I like genuinely laughing while watching wrestling. He is one of the funniest people. Just I don't care what he's doing, where he's at, who he's affiliated with. He is just purely funny.
I will say though, even though I love Stokely Hathaway, this firm shit has to go.
Yeah.
He is so much better than what he is doing right now. I mean, he is doing great stuff with what he is doing right now, but he is so much better than this. Why'd you take him away from Jade Cargill?
That's what I'm saying.
He was a great fit for Jade. Jade's getting better on the mic, but Stokely really could have been that mouthpiece for her, and she could have just done her talking in the ring. Why'd you take that partnership away?
Yeah.
For the firm. And the firm has not done anything with MJF for months. Because remember, the firm was for MJF. So, why have the firm be there if they're not going to be for MJF anymore? Plus, we all know Stokely could do way better than this.
That's true.
I don't get it, man. I wanted Stokely to stay with Jade. And I know the baddies are no longer a thing. Except for... No, Layla's still there, I think.
She's the only one left.
And I feel like Jade's going to turn on her any second, too.
It's at any point now.
that has to happen, probably, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
I think. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on anymore.
What did you think? I mean, obviously, when the inception of the baddies came to play, I mean, we were all for it because I mean, it was Red Velvet, it was Kiera Hogan, and then obviously. Why do I keep thinking it's Layla Hirsch? No, Layla Gray.
Yeah.
She came in a little after, but do you think that like the whole breaking up of the baddies was the right time frame, or did you kind of want to see it last a little bit longer than what it did?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask because I wanted them to last forever.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true.
I'm being honest.
You.
I'm being completely honest with you. I don't have.
So really, your answer is, of course not. They should have never broken up to begin with.
Yes, it should have just stayed the way it was. At the least, do the Red Velvet and Jade stuff, but I was fine with this for the rest of my time. So
I mean, hell, you got anointed into the baddies, so that in itself was.
Now I'm conflicted. I don't know who I want to side with. I don't know if I'm on Karen Red Velvet side. I don't know if I'm on Jade's side. Well, I know I'm on Jade's side, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm conflicted. I'm confused. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on.
Stokely could have helped you out, bro, if he stayed. But nah, they just let that partnership go for whatever reason. So...
I don't get it, man. And I thought they were going to do something more with Kiera Hogan for it, but she's just there. I don't know what their plans are with her.
Yeah.
The TBS title scene is like an open challenge.
It's non-existent. They had an open challenge tonight, well, for Rampage on Friday, and it's obviously a squash match, so she retained. But, like, the TBS title was made for Jade. We get that. But, and I'm sorry to say this, Love, but when it is time to take the title off of Jade Cargill, that title is not going to mean shit.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You got Jade there holding that belt, and now people are tired of Jade holding the belt because the belt don't care. The belt doesn't matter. I mean,
it's time to take the title off of her, but at the end of the day, it was made for her, and she's making the title important for as long as she's held it. But now it's time to take it off, and when it's time to take it off, nobody's going to care about who the champion is. Because they don't have the thing that Jade had.
Then there comes a situation of now you have to create another star. That's all. That's all you got to do.
It should have been Chris Statlander this entire time, and hopefully it still could be, but she's still injured, so that in itself is just...
Then maybe we're just holding it up then.
I mean, it should have been Chris Statlander, like, months ago. Hell, I was even pushing for Athena. You knew I was pushing for Athena at that time. But she got squashed in 5 minutes, so that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Wasn't the best.
I was even really pushing for for Velvet. I'm like, let's go, Velvet. And then she lost, and that's how she got the 50th win. But 50 wins is such a huge feat for AEW, and I get that. Like that is absolutely huge, especially when it comes to the women's division in that company. I mean, she's not the first to ever hit 50 wins, but she's one of. I think she is the first, at least in the women's division, to do so. Yeah, you didn't know she's not the first person to do that?
No, I thought you said she was the first.
No, she's not the first. Okay. She's probably the first person in the women's division to do that.
Oh, okay.
But
no, that's not good. Actually, I thought like Britt or somebody got 50 wins already.
I don't think so.
I just assumed so. I don't know.
Also, the fact that she's still undefeated, which is
that's
insane. Trivia for you, real quick, because I kind of actually want to know if you know this or not. Who was the first ever AEW superstar to get 50 wins? Do you remember?
Oh, you told me this before. Damn. Oh God. It was somebody I wasn't even thinking of. Freaking. Is it Darby?
No.
Damn.
It is somebody we actually talked about earlier on tonight.
Is it Jungle Boy?
It is. It is.
That's crazy.
Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna go through the AEW Women's Division now and their win-loss record. Abaddon, 39-3.
What's her record?
39-3.
She's the Undertaker, bro. They're not doing anything. It sucks.
Anna Jay, 51-18.
Anna Jay.
In her career, I'm doing career stats here.
Oh, okay.
In her career in AEW, Athena, okay. In her career in AEW, 28-5. Britt Baker, 56-29.
Shit, she made the playoffs. That's ridiculous.
The Bunny, Allie, 36-28.
Good God.
Hey, at least she has a winning record.
Yeah.
Emmy,
I wonder who likes her.
Huh?
Who? Hope Division. She's the one who likes her.
Yes, Hope Division. Yes, Eliza.
Only one I know who makes like content for the Bunny. Only one I know holding it down for. Right? That's what's up.
I like the Bunny too. I liked her when she was Allie though in TNA or Impact. I saw her at that point.
I wasn't even watching that shit.
I saw her at that point because she was like a crazy chick. She was like a psycho in Impact at that time. She was almost kind of like Nikki Cross. She was just psycho. And she fit that really well. Emi Sakura. Don't ask who that is, because even I don't know at times. But she is 46 and 43.
Damn.
She is almost 500. She's just above 500.
Oh my god.
Hikaru Shida. We all know who Hikaru Shida is.
Yeah.
76 and 17.
Damn. Oh my god.
Oh, so obviously, she was definitely not the first person to hit 50 wins in AEW. For Jade. Yeah. Jesus. Jade is 51 and 0. She'll be 52 and 0 on Friday because she obviously retained her title on Friday. But she's going to be 52 and 0 come Friday.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter is 24 and 20 in her career in AEW. Chris Statlander is 51 and 18. Oh God, Leva Bates, Blue Pants. Blue Pants from NXT. 6 and 17.
Blue Pants?
Look it up. It's a legit thing. Her name is Leva Bates in AEW, but she was known as Blue Pants in NXT. It was a terrible gimmick. She legitimately just had blue pants, and that was kind of her thing. 6 and 17. She's not really a wrestler.
Wow.
She's basically just a librarian who shushes people.
Okay.
So yes, Chad Gable.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Layla Hirsch is 36 and 14. We haven't seen her in months because she's injured. Madison Rayne. Four and 12.
Yeah, 4 and 12. Like the Falcons' record in 2022. It's ridiculous. It's 4 and 12.
Mercedes Martinez, Waterbury Unite, 15 and 4.
Okay.
Nyla Rose is 87 and 35. Jesus.
Why she has so many matches? She's out there wrestling. God.
Paige Van Zandt, 1 and 0. She's only had one match.
Cool.
Penelope Ford is 41 and 21. And there's Rebel, the other lackey of Britt Baker. I want you to guess this record, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get it.
Is it negative?
It's very much negative.
Oh, dear God.
How many matches do you think she's had?
Probably like over 60.
Oh God, you're way off, bro. She's 1 in 10.
Oh, wow.
She is 1 in 10. I remember one of the. I remember her win. It was against Emi Sakura, right? On an episode of Dark.
And
she got hurt. She's had crutches because of that injury for 3.5 years.
Damn.
Her injury is completely healed. She's fine. She does not have an injury anymore. But she still has the crutches. Because that's legitimately her gimmick now.
Damn.
Is her injury.
That's funny.
She's had an injury technically for 3.5 years on crutches, and she's 1 in 10.
Yeah.
Velvet's 56 and 25. Riho is 34 and 13. Ruby Soho is 46 and 10. Saraya is 2 and 1. Serena Deeb is 39-10. Ty Mello, Ty Conti, 67-15. Thunder Rosa, yes, she's still listed on the roster page for AEW Thunder Rosa, 61-10. Toni Storm is 29-7. Jesus, we actually have okay, only 2 more people to go. Willow Nightingale is 17-20.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Whoa, what?
And then finally, Yuka Sakazaki. Don't ask. 13-7.
Why is Willow's record so bad? What the?
17-20. Yeah, I don't know.
Shit.
She's 2-3 in 2023.
Oh, great! That made me feel better. Fuck.
I mean, hey, she's won matches. Okay, it's not like she's 0-5.
Yeah, I guess she. Yeah.
The triple threat match happened in the main event, guys. I mean, let's be real. This was only a 10-minute main event. I want to see more, but this is only a 10-minute main event. Can't sink my teeth into a match when half the match is on picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
One of the, when it comes to the story, Love, it's legitimately Outsiders versus the AEW Originals.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Are they doing? Are they actively doing the WWE versus AEW storyline?
Technically, yes. Technically, yes. And Ruby Soho, for whatever reason, she's just conflicted in this for whatever reason. We all know she came from WWE. We're not naive. We're not stupid. But for whatever reason, they're having her, play both sides in whatever way. Britt Baker, who's seemingly a babyface now, wants her to side with AEW because she's been there for a little bit before Saraya and Toni came on in. Then Saraya and Toni Storm, they want Ruby Soho to join their side because she was from WWE. I don't know. Ruby Soho actually won this match tonight, which is actually kind of surprising.
I did not like that. I thought that was stupid. Well, at least her winning by freaking roll-up was stupid.
Yeah. I thought Ruby Soho winning here was the right call, but, at the end of the day, it kind of felt a little weird knowing that she's still stuck in the middle of everything. Whoever she sides on is going to be lopsided anyway, because I don't think the title is going to be defended at Revolution, that being the World Championship for the women. I don't think Jamie's defending her title, because I think we're going to have a 6-woman tag at Revolution. So whether it's Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Ruby Soho versus Saraya and Toni Storm, and then whoever they choose for their third partner, or Ruby Soho joins Saraya and Toni, who's going to join Britt Baker's side?
Yeah.
So that right there in itself is an issue when it comes to the Ruby Soho side of things. Ruby Soho's great, and she should have been used a lot more on AEW television regardless. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with people being used. I'm fine with AEW women actually getting feuds outside the title picture. That's cool. That's cool to me.
Yeah.
Because I've been wanting that for so long when it comes to the women's division. But there's also a point in time where you have to say, alright, what are we actually doing? Because the Saraya and Toni Storm heel turn never made sense to begin with at first. To me, Saraya 100% fits the bill more as a heel. But Toni Storm? Hell no. She is not a heel to me.
I saw that terrible, terrible segment they did last week and wanted to throw up when they like spray painted the girl.
Yes, Leva Bates. Leva Bates.
That's
that was her. That was her. Yes.
Oh dear Lord.
That was her.
All right. Yep. Cool. Great.
That was Blue Pants.
Of course it was. Man. Of course it was Blue Pants, man. That's a damn shame.
Shame. Okay, so what were you saying though? You saw that terrible segment, which I thought the same thing.
Well, that was it. I wanted to throw up, and I turned it off. That was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
Well, I agree with you on that. But to me, Saraya fits more of the bill of being a heel. I loved her as a babyface, yes, and of course her coming back was a really good moment and all that. But she fits more as a heel to me. So her turning heel, that did not really hurt me in any way. But Toni Storm, everybody loves Toni Storm. Who doesn't like Toni Storm? So why is she a heel?
I don't know. I don't want to boo Toni Storm at all.
Everybody likes Toni Storm, so why does she have to turn?
I don't get it.
People are still saying that whoever Ruby Soho actually does side on is gonna be Sasha Banks. That is that third partner.
We're still doing that?
Yes. People still think Sasha Banks is gonna show up at AEW Revolution to be on whoever's side that Ruby Soho does not choose. Which won't make any sense if Ruby chooses Saraya and Toni, it's not going to make sense for Sasha to be with Britt and the women's champion. That's not going to make sense.
I really hope that's not the case.
I hope Mercedes does not actually show up at Revolution. I really hope. Because honestly, I'm done with the narrative of Mercedes showing up in AEW. I'm done with it.
Yeah, why would she leave Japan or wherever she's at now? Well, I assume after Battle in the Valley, she's going to go back to Japan. I don't know why she would leave Japan to go to AEW and then go back to Japan.
Right.
Yeah, no.
I'm done with the narrative. I'm done with the narrative. She's not going back to WWE. That is crystal clear. She's not going to AEW. Or at least from what I can understand, she's not going to AEW, which I am fine with.
Yeah.
Let her stay in the world of pro wrestling on her terms.
Yeah. She's not going to put a fan service card.
As she shouldn't, because she should be the one that makes herself happy.
Yeah.
And we should be happy that Sasha's even back to begin with. In the world of pro wrestling.
I don't care what she's doing.
Exactly.
Man.
I just want her to be happy. And hopefully she is.
This is the happiest she's looked ever, I think.
Yes.
She looks like genuinely happy now. It's the best ever. The best thing ever. I'm not saying AEW is going to send her into just this spiraling depression, but if you're already happy somewhere, why would you go somewhere else?
Right. I don't know. But this AEW Dynamite tonight, some stuff on this show hit. But most of the stuff didn't. And like I said earlier, not every show is going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
But we kind of expect a little bit more when it comes to AEW, Tony. I'm sorry. But yeah, this was not the best. So hopefully next week you step it the fuck up, because we don't have much time until March 5th. You got 2 more shows. So, we'll see. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite's post show on OTB. On Friday, we got the Friday Night SmackDown post show. And that is the final show before the Elimination Chamber. So we're halfway through the week, people. Halfway through. We're halfway there.
It's Thursday, bro. We're almost there.
Dude, we're almost there. We're almost there. We just gotta get through today. Gotta get through Friday, and we're there.
Oh, man. I'm excited, man.
Alright, guys. Stay safe. God bless. We'll see you guys on Friday for the Friday Night SmackDown post show. Right here on OTV. Follow all of us on TikTok. All of the social medias down there in the description. Subscribe to your channel. Go get the merch at Teespring. Subscribe, turn on the bell, do all the things that YouTube wants you to do. That way we can grow here on this platform. And we will talk to you. Not tomorrow, on Friday. Have anything else to say, bro?
Elimination Chamber is coming, man.
Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. Alright, guys. We'll talk to you on Friday.